Hello everybody, this is the second video in the series. I'm going to talk about the Violet City tour now. But before I go on about that, I've got a couple of books here that my husband got me for my birthday. Well, I'm going to be actually referring back and forth to the one here because it does talk about it here, but it's I'll show you guys this, but it gave me a good laugh. I gotta find the stupid picture first. I tell you what's funny is that's called That Dude's Having a Bad Hair Day. Assuming I can find it. Well, anyway, it's called a Bad Hair Day. Here he is, Mr. I'm having me a bad hair day in this picture, people. My husband, well, first I needed to tell you, my husband for my birthday got me 2 books, and the one I'm going to be talking about a lot with this is this. It's Haunted Hikes, and it's based on all the national parks, and it's by Andrea Lankford. It's a good book, pretty interesting stuff. But she talks about actually the Violet City tour in here, but I first wanted to show you guys this because this is called This Dude's Having Himself a Bad Hair Day. Look at that. That's a bad hair day if you ask me, and that's even a bad hair day for back in the day. Dude, get a haircut. Shave your beard while you're at it. That is abolitionist John Brown from Harper's Ferry. That dude's having a bad hair day. But anyway, she does actually talk about Mammoth Cave here. And here's the chapter. That's a dude caving and stuff. And this does include, of course, maps. It's interesting. The guy that bought the cave back in 1839, his name was Dr. John Croghan. He also got 3 slaves with it. One of them was named Stephen Bishop. The other 2 were the McCullen brothers, I believe was their last name. This, if you can see this, that's a drawing of Stephen Bishop. This is another drawing of him. If you look real closely in this one here where my left hand is, he's holding a grease oil lamp, which was made from, like, the oil they used was like bacon grease and all that fun business. And lard. Woohoo. Oh wait, that's Nicholas Branford. It's the Branford brothers. I'm sorry. I knew they weren't like related to Stephen Bishop at all, but they were the 2 of the other guys were brothers. Stephen Bishop was the more famous of them. He died in 1856 of what they suspect might have been TB. But of course, back then it wasn't called tuberculosis. Wasn't called TB or tuberculosis. It was called consumption. This tour, the Violet City tour, and the historical tour do overlap somewhat. They both go in the historical entrance, and they go the same path until you get to the Giant's Coffin, which I'll talk about more, and you'll see in a video my husband shoots later in the series. That's where they divide. The Violet City tour goes one way and down and over the hill, and the historical tour goes behind Giant's Coffin. There is no giant in the coffin, by the way, in case you're wondering. But there's a tuberculosis hut, well, 2 of the 11 original huts are still standing, the 2 brick ones. We weren't allowed to take any flashlights or cameras. You know, we were only allowed to take ourselves in that lantern, which we used, and it was a propane lantern. There's also called Corpse Rock down there, and it's pretty interesting, even though you can't really see much in the dark. They do sit you down at one point, and they just walk off with the lanterns. This is what Stephen Bishop used to do with people when they did the tours and everything. It's actually a very interesting tour. I ended up getting stuck on a rock during the tour because my husband decided he wanted to slide down the hill. He lost his footing, actually, and decided to, you know, slide down the hill, and he had the lamp, and we were in the middle of the group. Fortunately, they only do 38 people, plus the 2 tour guides, so it's 40 people. So I'm up there yelping, please come get me. Get me out of this cave. mean, literally, that hill, there was a couple spots on that hill that was slicker than a greased pig, I tell you what. And the steps, the one flight of steps, the stones were like, here's one, here's the next one. It's like, oh, like a little person with little legs. I may be short and fat, but my little limbs can't. I was yanking myself up that staircase, and I thought I was going to die before I got done. But, you know, the tour guides' names were Jackie and Emily, and they were great. And I don't normally leave comments about people or like guides and stuff, but I did this time. And I said that Jackie was just very knowledgeable and he was great. I hope you, if you go down to Mammoth Cave, that you do the Violet City tour, and I hope you end up with Jackie and Emily. They normally do the tour, they said, actually. And they're actually two very sweet guys. Jackie's a guy, by the way. And Emily, of course, is a girl. But they were very, very nice. Jackie was totally cool. And got a funny story to tell about that too. Jackie has a very southern accent, and there's a room on the tour that's called Chief City. No lie, I thought the man said Cheese City. I'm like, what? We're going to Cheese City? Cheese City, yeah, we're still going to Cheese City, people. Can we have like some wine with that cheese? He actually said Chief City. Like I said, we were in the middle. And I'm clinging to a rock at one point because Tony slid down a hill, and I'm squealing, come get me! Like I'm stuck on this rock in the dirt. Come get me off this rock. That was the Violet City tour. It was a small group, so we enjoyed it. And there were some kids in the group, and they were very well behaved too. They were better than the kids on the historical tour. You can hear the kids in the video that he shot that was on the historical tour. I was ready to spank a few of those kids because I was like, kid, you knew I had a camera. You saw me walking with it. I had it out in my hand. Duh. But anyway, the Violet City tour, it is kind of hard, and it's also mentioned in this book. So I'm not going to tell you a whole lot about it beyond that, other than I recommend it. Because I do want to talk about like the historical tour and then get on to Floyd Collins and stuff. And Floyd Collins is also mentioned in this book too, so you're going to be hearing me talk about it a lot more. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I'll talk about like some of the other stuff that I got for my birthday too, okay? But on to the historical tour. And it's in the next video.